Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome back to all the participants. So, participants in this journey of pipeline, I hope we have been working on various stages that involve source with regards to source with regards to Git. Where we put our code, we have used Jenkins as part of our continuous integration. We have used Maven as part of our build tool. We generated the artifacts that involve var packages. After the var packages, we did find a way to store those artifacts because we need those artifacts to be reused. So we've been using Azure storage to go ahead and store your data. And then we have previously picked up Packer to build an image that was helping us to go ahead and get a image provisioning to our account. So it is a developer who is committing the code, and the code is sitting into our GitHub. As part of our continuous integration, we have been pulling our code with regards to Git. That is from Git, we are handing over to Maven and we are generating the artifact. We are trying to store the artifact into the Azure storage. And then we will be expecting the Packer to go ahead and build an image. And we have successfully built an image by downloading and turning into a Packer image, which was done by me yesterday. Yesterday, I did build a Packer image. And for the purpose of testing, what did I do yesterday? I did create a VM, a dummy VM, like an instance from Packer image I've created yesterday. And I've shown you when I was able to create a VM with the Packer image, output was visible on that instance. That means the machine is running, output is running, it is responding to my port 8081. Now, if this sounds clear till this point, can I get a quick round of confirmation from all of you participants? Hello? Can I get a quick round of confirmation from all of you? Till this stage, if you have any questions, also do let me know.
No.
Welcome. So I'm getting requests regarding tomorrow's zip file. How can I go ahead and give tomorrow's zip file? Is that yesterday's zip file? There's a difference. Tomorrow's zip file is tomorrow's one. I don't know what is tomorrow's zip file. Anyone has the zip file that I've shared yesterday, participants? Can you share it with me here? See, when I'm sharing the files, please try to keep it with you. I have to now invest extra time.
Sorry to interrupt you, Kumar. You're talking about the Packer document, right?
Yeah, if you have any, right?
Yeah, I have. Can I share it?
Yeah, please share it in the chat window. Yeah.
Yes. Give me 2 minutes. I will share.
Yeah.
Kumar, just now I have shared that one.
Cool. Thank you, participants. So, participants, whoever is asking the request, could you go ahead and consider taking it? Because I really appreciate Neem, Sai, Dinesh sharing that file. So,
Thank you, Kumar.
take that file. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, so participants, shall we continue? Shall we continue then?
Yes, Kumar.
Hope the participants you have received the file. Now, yesterday's scenario. Yesterday, you had an image, right? Still, I have that image. I can go ahead and launch one single instance. Done. My job is done. What is there for me to do? I'll just go ahead and chill out. My job is done. It's working. Now, Keeping in target one VM, agreed, yes. It's only one VM, we can do one VM launch. My job is done. But this is not something that we are trying to do here. We're trying to do a real life scenario. This is completely real life scenario we have done till now. But in real life, when it comes to project guys, when we are working in a project, no company would be interested that Kumar, did you go to Azure portal? Did you create a VM? Did you install Apache Packer? All this, no one would ask you. They want a complete automation to be achieved. It's like developer releasing the code automatically. The code should be running up and running. What you will suffer, what you will do, nobody would be interested. This is a company standard pipeline. Use this pipeline and build the environment. So how much effort you can go back and say to your manager, dear manager, I spent total 24 hours of my day in building a package. He'll say, what I have to do nothing. It's your job, we are paying for it. And from that image, now he will ask you, go ahead and provision our entire infrastructure. Now this time now have to get extended. Now from here, you have to go ahead and start working on provisioning one server. But client says that when a client meeting, we call it a scrum call. In evenings, especially the US clients, they conduct something called scrum call. You know what they say? How is that you are running it on a single machine? If this single machine gets killed, what will happen? You will launch another machine? Oh, is that so? I mean, second VM also you'll go ahead and create the same way. Third VM also will go ahead and create. Client says, what is that behavior, Kumar? Why is that you're creating manually these resources? You should not be in the process at all. You should be provisioning them via an automation script. Then he says, we are using automation script using Terraform. We want everything to be created by Terraform, not even a single VM to be created by using Portal. Portal is to be avoided. Everything to Terraform scripts here. Now, participants, the idea is go ahead and provision everything through a script. Question is, why script? Why should I go ahead and use a script? Participants, do you want to answer me? If I go ahead and put a word called script, why script? Can you?
Faster deployment.
Very good. Yeah. Correct.
And like time saving also.
Time saving. Okay. Agreed. Anything more, participants?
And no manual interfere with the
For automation.
Automation. Very good. Agreed. Any more suggestions? Good. You are responding in the right manner. Participants, would you like to add more things?
That can be used only one time and we can use it for longer time.
Reusability.
Yeah.
Reusability. Now I'll tell you in terms of company people. See, let's assume that I am the DevOps engineer here. I'm the DevOps. See how companies will look at us. I'm a DevOps engineer, right? So company says, if you are a DevOps engineer, Kumar, you may be working with us for this project, maybe 3 to 6 months. After that, we will throw you out of the project. Oh, is that? Yeah, they openly they'll tell me. Just it's something that for your information is. So maybe that for 3 to 6 months, Kumar, you will be working on this project. After that, you will be taken out of the project. So till this 3 to 6 months, you have to go and provision resources in the account. Now, company started to give me this job. I started to go and write documentation. Started to write a documentation, right? Creating a VM, how to create a VM. Step 1, go to console. I'll write the steps here. Like go to console, click a VM creation, right click a VM. Now the problem is, after 6 months, If there is a new person coming in my position as a DevOps engineer, participants, do you think that he will be able to understand easily this documentation? Participants, will he be able to understand this documentation? At least from my side,
Not.
with my experience, not easy. It's not at all easy, not easy at all. It's very, very tough. Even let's assume that the new DevOps engineer, let's say, for example, now I'll ask, for now, I'll say Bhima has replaced me. Bhima became the DevOps engineer, he replaced me. Bhima felt, what kind of documentation this Kumar has written? It is not at all easy for me to read. So Bhima felt it's not easy. Now, the biggest challenge that Bhima will face is, if we follow the steps, let's say I have created 10 resources into my account, into the project account, into the project. Where are all those resources in the project? He will break his head identifying which project is dependent on which resources depend on which project. This documentation doesn't give him the documentation. Participants, do you think in the documentation this will be written? See, this resource 1 is associated with resource 2. Will it be written? No, the documentation is only with regards to provisioning, but no relationship is mentioned. No relationship is mentioned. So company says, Kumar, for the next 6 months, anything that you create, please create through a script. Keep that script ready so that when Bhima comes after you, Bhima should be able to read that script, reuse and rerun that script. Now you're getting the logic, everyone? After 6 months of the project, when Bhima replaces me, Bhima should be able to read the script, not the documentation. And the good thing is, this script can be read by your system. Azure can read the script. Azure can understand the script because you have written in Azure understandable language. Am I clear, everyone? Hello? So how company have taken advantage of me? Company said, till that you are into the project for the next 6 months, anything that you do, you go and write a script. If you write a script, when someone else replaces you, when you get fired from the project, when Bhima will replace you, Bhima will read the scripts. So documentation concept is taken away because there is a script, and the script will maintain all the resources. 10 out of 10 resources that were created, it will maintain the relation because it is a script that I've created the resource. So it does know which service, which resource is associated with. Now, just that Bhima have to know how to write a script and how to read a script. And this scripting methodology, very, very popular in current cloud trending solutions, Terraform. I hope now you are able to understand the impact of writing the services in Terraform code, people. So Terraform code, if you write, you can understand, I can understand. Tomorrow, if someone else will replace you, that new person will understand. Even system can understand. That is the reason they'll ask you to go and use scripting technologies like Terraform. So that the ambiguity will be removed that how did you create a resource? What is a dependency with one resource to the other resource is also avoided. That is the reason people, heavily companies will look for these kind of automation skills. Hope I have justified the importance of Terraform, everyone. Provisioning tool. Did you get the logic?
Yes, Kumar.
So now, participants, don't you think companies have an immediate need for people like you if you are building your skills on Terraform? Okay. Can I have a confirmation from you so that I can proceed further? Participants, I've spent last 20 minutes just bringing the importance of Terraform to you. Why? Because it's not that you have to learn because I am using Terraform. It is because companies will go ahead and keep everything in the form of a script, so that the scripts that you have written can be read by tomorrow someone else who will replace your position, as well as the system can read your script and provision the resources for you or to the account. So the important or the tool that does a job is Terraform, and that is the reason I'm using Terraform into this project. And most of the projects you will find Terraform is a vital solution. So participants, can we jump into Terraform at this moment? Are we good, everyone?
Yes, Kumar.
So now
Yes, sir.
participants like Packer, we are hitting terraform.io. Welcome everyone to Terraform and see what exactly they have branding with. What exactly are they branding with? Automate your infrastructure on any cloud. That means, does it support Azure? Awesome, it will support. AWS? Yes, it will support. It will support Kubernetes. It will support OCS, Oracle Cloud. It will support Google Cloud. Any cloud you take, 100 plus cloud providers it will support. Now, how it does provide, how does it support? That's not your skill. That is not something that you need to worry about. They will manage. That's not your problem. So let's go ahead and explore Terraform in detail. So if you look at the use cases, instead of spending time on use cases, let's do one thing, guys. Let's directly go ahead and look into the usage. Like, I want to go ahead and use it. How to use Terraform? If you're on a Windows machine, you will go ahead and use the Windows system, but I'm on a Linux machine, so I will go ahead and use the Linux commands. So participants, what should I do now? I should go to my compute engine instance. I should go to my virtual machine, which is our DevOps machine, which is in stop state. I'll go ahead and start it and I'll connect to it. And parallelly, I'll start writing the Terraform. Participants, it's only one time that you will be writing Terraform code. Later after that, you will be regularly using that Terraform. And it's very, very easy. I'm telling you. You don't need to be a developer to understand and write a code. It's not a coding language that you have to understand. It's a script that you have to understand. And once you understand, there is a lot difference between coding and a script. A script is designed to do a particular task. A coding language is designed to go and perform a logic in terms of running a logic that you write. It is expected to. Script is designed to do a task. You will go and run a task. So where is this machine? And participants, you don't need any prior programming language experience. You can be from a non-IT background. You can from anything. You can write. Still, you can write your own Terraform script. In the next 30 minutes, you will be in a position to write your Terraform script, guys. I'll assure you. And that too, zero coding experience. Now, for this, I want to have Terraform running, but this guy is not responding. Yeah. Now let me do an SSH into this machine. It's still not up, I guess. So participants, you can use Visual Studio Code to do all tasks at one place. You can first connect to your machine from the terminal itself. My key pair is on my desktop, CD OneDrive, my desktop. My key pair is available here. easykp.pem. Then I'm going to run a command which I've taken from the portal. I'm connecting to this machine. Cool. I'm inside my DevOps machine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a folder. I'm going to go ahead and give a name called az-terraform templates, or Terraform related templates, which is on my desktop. Participants, you might have noticed there is no file in it. Okay, now let me just go ahead and add a file. Or let's wait for a minute. So participants, are we clear? Here, I connected to my cloud VM, Azure Cloud VM. And the other side, I have written Terraform folder where I will write my Terraform code. Did I write any Terraform code, participants here? Did I write any Terraform code?
Not yet.
Not yet. I have to start writing it. So participants, the best way to start is have a clear vision about what you want to create. First thing, if you are clear with what you want to create, it's just a matter of minutes for you. Tell me, participants, what should I create? Then I will give you the solution. Tell me, guys, what should I create? From this project, what should I create using Terraform? Think for a minute, understand what I'm asking, answer my question, please.
Want to VM with the WAR package.
I didn't get you. Being come back once again.
The Ubuntu VM along with the WAR package and Tomcat installation.
VM, I agree. But if I go with Ubuntu VM and Packer, Ubuntu VM and Tomcat, then Packer is not required then, because Packer is doing the same job. Then whatever yesterday from last 2 days I've done, right? That has gone in vain. What you said is right. You said VM creation, I agree with you. But if you say VM with Ubuntu and Tomcat application, then Packer yesterday, day before yesterday, entire effort gone to zero. Because what you have done using Packer, you have built that image which is Ubuntu and Tomcat. So what are we just required to go ahead and do now? Just a VM, guys. That's all. Did you get my logic, everyone? Hello? We are required to go ahead and create a single VM or multiple VMs we can create using Terraform. That means we are supposed to create a VM as of now with Terraform. Are we good? Participants, did you get the logic clear now? I'm supposed to go ahead and create a single virtual machine or virtual machine with the base OS images packet. Am I right? Shall we do that right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Kumar.
Let's go ahead and explore it. Participants, to start doing this, all you have to do is participants reach to Terraform and make sure Terraform is running on that machine. Because Terraform needs to be running, so let's go ahead and run Terraform. Terraform, are you running on this cloud machine? It says, no, I'm not running. Okay, let me help you out. Let me go ahead and run these commands for you, Terraform. Run the first command. It will install Terraform key for you. Then another command, which is the package for you, and update the package. Then install Terraform. With that, participants, your Terraform is ready. So participants, Terraform, could you please confirm your version? Cool. Terraform is working, guys. Now Terraform on my cloud machine is working. Since it's my cloud machine, root master DevOps VM, which is my cloud machine, Terraform is working. That's simple it is, guys, to start with Terraform. Now, what after Terraform? What should I do with Terraform? So right now, I have to get started with Azure. Correct. In Azure Cloud, I have to get started. So what is Terraform infrastructure as code? I hope you guys have understood. You have started to install Terraform, agreed. Now look at some examples. So it's little easy for you to start. So it's little easy to start with some an example. So you can see how to do an authentication. Now participants, why do you think authentication is required? Why we have to allow Terraform? Why should we go and authenticate Terraform into our account?
To use that our portal.
Correct. Did we go ahead and allow Packer into our account? The answer is yes. How did we
Yes.
allow? How did we allow Packer?
We have given our subscription ID, tenant ID.
Service principles. Correct.
Yes,
It is
sir.
service principles. The same way, we have to go ahead and create service principles for Terraform also. The good thing is, participants, you can use both for both the credentials. If you look at yesterday's scenario, I have some credentials, right?
Yes.
I can go and use these credentials. Variables.json. One credentials you can use for both. I will go ahead and say service principle. Don't write it as a code. Don't ever put your service principles in code. You'll get fired for it. Just that to show you I'm doing this. These are my service credentials. One service credential is sufficient for using. If you want to get fired, put these service credentials in your code and share it with your employees. By the time you submit your code and make it code ready, you will already get a warning letter and you will get fired also. I got fired also many times because I was very new at that time. So that is the experience that I have. Service principles are almost like your privileges that you're doing inside your account. Using these 4 letters or 4 credentials, I can destroy complete account. I can destroy complete project. Why? Because my role here is a contributor. I'm a contributor. I can contribute to adding a value addition. At the same time, I can contribute to destroy this account also. That's why companies will be very, very sure that if you are manhandling any resource, they will fire you. So not to scare you, but reality is like that. If you put this and expose these credentials. Okay. Now coming back, so we have our build infrastructure Terraform example we have started. In this, we have created an account. We did login. We got our credentials. We are ready with our service credentials. So you're saying, if you are interested, you can pass them as environmental variables. You can put them into your environmental variables. You can provision a resource and apply and create the resource. Now, participants, it's not easy for you to understand. Let me go with step-by-step process. So I'm on a Linux machine. So these are the commands that I'm expected to use. So what will happen? This will save your time. Export ARM client ID. Okay. Export client secret. Subscription ID. Tenant ID. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and follow the instructions and just run these instructions into my machine. So now my machine knows what is ARM client ID, client secret, subscription ID, ARM template. So now my machine knows all these variables. So using these variables, I can run my services. So it says make a directory for learn Azure. So instead of directory, I'll go and say make a directory for TF. Like PR for Packer, TF for Terraform. So CD to TF. He said to go to TF, so I went to TF. He said create a file called main. Okay, let's copy this. Nano main.tf. Put this code here. Close this code here. Done. Then what he said, Terraform block, provider information. Then you can go ahead and run initialization. Okay, initialize it. Downloading the plugins. Okay, cool. Then what is asking? Is asking you to go ahead and format it. Okay, I'll do that. Terraform. Can you do a format for me? No issues in the format of the code. Then Terraform validate. Validate means it will check whether your code is properly written. Success. The configuration is valid. Apply the changes. Hit enter. They're waiting for your approval. Please, yes. Now, participants, it has created a subscript. It has created. So, participants, it has created a resource, which is my Terraform resource group, as per this documentation. So, we can go ahead and look into this. Let's go ahead and confirm whether it has created something called my Terraform resource group under my resources. There should be a new resource group. Where is that resource group? Let's go ahead and check the resource group. Resource groups. So, you guys, it has created the resource group. Participants, can you give me a confirmation? Do you see any resource group created here? Do you see any resource group getting created here?
Yes, Kumar.
Now, participants, let's go ahead and understand every line by line in detail. So, participants, if you have noticed, by code written in the form of Terraform, a resource group got provisioned. So, a question might come to you, can I create a VM? The answer is yes. Can I create a complete infrastructure? The answer is yes. So in order to go to that level, let's build some simple resource, like a resource group we have created. Like first, let's completely understand end-to-end method of provisioning resources into Azure Terraform, and then we will achieve our goal, which is VM. Is that okay, participants? So first, let's understand what is this end-to-end process. So we are building infrastructure. As an example, he said we will go ahead and deploy a resource group. He said, in this tutorial, you will learn how to create a configuration to deploy an Azure resource group. This resource group is foundation for infrastructure that you will build in the subsequent tutorials. Cool. For that, he said you should have a subscription. You already have a subscription. We have an account, and you have to have Terraform. You have to have installation of Terraform CLI, AWS CLI installed. So we have already installed AWS CLI. We are running with AWS CLI login. After the login, we have our credentials. After the credential is done, we are having our subscription. After that, we have created a subscription. So participants, did we get our subscription details, everyone? Are we good? Till now, till this point, are we good? Are we good, everyone?
Yes,
Terraform got installed. Terraform setup is done. We had our service principal credentials, which we are using from Packer only. Packer and service principal, Terraform service principals, we will use the same credentials. No harm in using, because it's credential. It's like a credential. So in order to go ahead and accommodate, we have given the values for these credentials and pass those credentials into the Azure document via this 4 key values: client ID, client secret, subscription ID, and tenant ID. This is the application ID, that is your client ID. This is your client secret. This is your subscription ID, and this is your tenant ID. If all these details are mentioned, then it is the next step is to go ahead and create a directory. We did create a directory. Even if you don't create a directory, that's not an issue. We have created a directory called TF. Okay. Then I went into this directory. It has asked me to create a file called main.tf. Main is the file name. It can be anything. You can keep any name, but the extension should be TF. Very important. Then you are required to go ahead and pass Terraform details into this. The code is mentioned here. So participants, I'll come back to the code discussion a little later. But for now, let's go ahead and continue the next step. So Terraform provides the resources, or Terraform provision the resources on your behalf. So we have to go ahead and say Terraform initialize. What is initialization? It's only one time that you have to do. Terraform initializations will go ahead and download all the Azure plugins. If you are using Azure as your cloud, it will download all the plugins for you. And it will download the plugins and it will go ahead and keep your environment ready. So into that, you can run these simple commands. These are not mandatory. These are just commands. Format means any issues in terms of your code. It will return any issues with you have in terms of code. It's like you can also check your configuration is syntactically valid and it is consistent. Is it validated? Yes. Once it is done, this is something that you have to remember. Apply the changes. Apply the changes means it will go ahead and provision the resources on your behalf. It will go ahead and type, you need to type yes, and it will go ahead and provision the resource in your account. Now, participants, let me tell you the story back. So participants, if you look at the code here, if you look at this code, participants, if you share this, if I share this code with you, let's say I'm the DevOps engineer, sorry, main.tf, right? So participants, tell me, if I was the DevOps engineer, I have created my resources in the resource group section involving West US. Participants, don't you think tomorrow, if let's say the same example, if I'm the DevOps engineer and I got replaced by Beamer, participants, do you think Beamer will be able to easily identify the resources, right? With the help of this document, main.tf file, the script? Bhima will come to a conclusion that Kumar has written a script. Inside that script, there are some resources that he has created. Right? So is me required in this process? Not required, right? Do I require go ahead and tell to Bhima that I've created all these resources in the account? Not required. Bhima will be able to go ahead and understand this. If I left the company, if I do an exit from the company after the project, still he can manage my things here, participants, because the script is clearly telling what I have done. So Bhima is now able to reuse this code. Participants, are you good? Bhima is able to reuse this code.
Yes, Kumar.
And Bhima knows that resource group got created in West US. So he will not give me a call, right? Saying, Kumar, this resource group with the name called My TF resource group, where did you create? The only thing that I will give him an answer is, hey, if you don't mind, thanks for giving me a call. I don't remember. Can you go ahead and do a check in the Terraform code? Because in the Terraform code, it is already mentioned the location. So you can go ahead and check it out. So Bhima will go ahead and check and confirm it. You don't need to go ahead and give me a call because everything is documented. The script is documented. So now, participants, you are in a position where you have understood why Terraform to be used. You are using Terraform, so you know why Terraform is used. And you know how to use end-to-end Terraform. Not speaking about the Terraform code, but you know where to start. So you will start creating a file called main.tf, put all the code inside that main.tf. You'll start by Terraform format. You'll Terraform init first. You'll start, and I'm telling you, participants, only 2 commands are required for you to remember. Terraform, it's only one time you will do initialization, init, and the other command that you have to do, remember, is Terraform apply. This is the only command that you have to remember, guys. That's all. This is only one time that you will do, and this is apply every time you will do. If needed, there's another command called Terraform plan. Plan means it will give you a blueprint of your plan. The only command that you'll remember is Terraform apply initialization and plan based upon the need you have. So now, participants, are you able to understand the power of Terraform code, everyone? Hello? Participants are able to understand the power of Terraform code? Now, with this understanding we have, now let's go to the actuals. That is, I want to go ahead and create a VM. VM I want to create. Our plan was to go ahead and create a VM. Am I right? Participants, what was our plan? Our plan was to go ahead and create a VM, virtual machine. So participants, before I go ahead and start creating virtual machines and doing the deployments for you, I have a plan for you. The agenda is, instead of making you confused everything at one place, why don't you go ahead and practice today Terraform using this documentation? And also, once you have practiced Terraform, you can even destroy the command, destroy the resources by saying Terraform destroy. Say Terraform, thank you very much. I have practiced well. Just that I've created a resource group, and even charges don't get applied for your resource group. You can even put auto approvals. You don't need to enter yes, it will automatically destroy. So now you know how to create, provision, plan, and then to destroy a simple resource like a resource group using Terraform. So my suggestion is, participants, give a try using Terraform in your Azure virtual machine. Go ahead and create Terraform, go ahead and install Terraform in your Azure virtual machine, and using that virtual machine, try to create a resource group into your account. If you're not sure, visit the recording understand what I was trying to put and bring from this recording.